Hello YouTube, Damo_23 here, and welcome back to another episode of the Glory Hunter Challenge. In today's episode, we were meant to be playing Slavia Prague's second leg with Manchester United. However, that has changed, and changed slightly, and it's because the teams around us have faltered, and we have been amazing. And we have officially already qualified for the Champions League, which I cannot believe. We've been given 54 mil plus 2.5 mil, and we've already made a signing for next year before those budgets came in, and that was for Nicholas Seawald, who we're signing as another backup midfielder who can play defensive midfielder. It's a really good time to be a West Ham fan. You know, you have a look at the backup midfield that's just played here. Declan Rice is forced to play every minute. There's a world where we sell him to PSG because PSG want him and he doesn't want a new contract. So, yeah, look, it may be a case that we stay here at West Ham, but I think it's going to very much depend on what happens at the end of this season. Now, big things to keep your eyes on. Before we get into that, let's just recap the results. Since we last met, we were expected to lose to Manchester City, which would have meant the Man United game would have been absolutely monstrous. We drew. We played well. Manchester City are having, they're top, or they're second behind Liverpool now that Liverpool's played their couple games in hand. But they might sack Pep. I don't think they will. The teams below are the teams that we need to look at. Arsenal, Arteta probably keeps his job. Vieira keeps his job. But it's Chelsea, Man United. Which means that Man United game, as much as it's not important, means that I probably am playing a game there where it could be to sack Ten Hag. And if the United job comes available, we would be stupid not to take it, because whilst West Ham has to deal with all these European competitions, I don't think they're going to really care about the Conference League, that I'll just play the kids and eventually get knocked out. And then United, if we were to take that job, would be just the sole, we're good enough to win the league on our day with this current squad, off we go, plus sign some players and try win the FA Cup. That could be something that we're going to do. Now, things might play out differently, but it does mean that this episode is now very much focused on what happens against Slavia Prague. So instead of playing the home United in the home tie, I'm actually going to give you the away tie first. If we absolutely romp them, and I mean romping them 4-5 goals, then we will give you the Man United game, and I'll recap what happens there against Slavia Prague. And then obviously the episode after will be the Conference League final to recap the season, to end the season. There is definitely a world where it does not happen. Now, look, we beat Leicester 2-0, we beat Forest 5-2. Those results were enough after the Brentford FMing to get us top four. You know, have a look at a team like Arsenal. You know, started to get some form, but, you know, not great. And then you look at United, for instance, who had games in hand and meant to be chasing us. Did okay, but their form for a year was really, really poor. And then draws, wins, draws. Look, I think there's a world where I think this could be, if we go to United and have a look at their tactics, this could be the team that we might inherit. I don't think I want to leave West Ham, and I'm a Liverpool supporter, but I see a world where if the Chelsea or the Manchester United job becomes available, I think we've got to take it, just because of how good the team is, how good the reputation is, and then from there, just have a go at the Premier League. Look, don't get me wrong, there might be a world where this West Ham team is good enough and we are building something quite special here after only one season. I just don't think, with the uncertainty of Declan Rice, I want to really be here for that. But we'll discuss that at a bit of a later time. So without further ado, Slavia Prague, opening game of the semi-final. Let's go and pump them so we can get through to that final and try and get a European trophy in Season 1. Welcome back in YouTube. First leg away in Prague at the Eden Arena. Let's see what we can do. Let's have a look at Slavia Prague's run. Firstly, they have made it all the way here. As you can see, we haven't loaded them in to the save to keep the database down, and loading time's good. But as you can see, they came through qualifying, did very well, got into the group, came out the group superbly well. We actually played them in a friendly where we beat them 3-2 in a game that we dominated in. Sturm Graz, they drew 0-0, 1-2-1, and then won 3-1 and 2-1 against Sparta Prague, so in the derby. And then they paced ourselves, so we should be okay. The most vulnerable, facing a 40 for one, conceding a chance every 11 minutes. Yeah, they're going to be in a little bit of trouble. This is their best player, and to be fair to the Czech international there in Linger, who's opting to leave on a free, he's actually fairly well-rounded now. I wouldn't say he's good enough for me, but, if it's a very cheap contract, he might be a decent backup player. Anyhow, let's go into what the game and what we're going to pick here. We are at pretty full strength. We've been slightly rotating in the league. We definitely rotated fully against Forest in the 5-2 win. So we've got a team with Ariola. We have had Fabianski out injured for the last 6 weeks with some back injury. Bellerin, Zuma, Gomez, and Creswell with Rice, Pasquetta, and Souček. Bowen, Thuram, and Ings. Look, on paper, this should be a pushover. It's a semi-final of Europe. It shouldn't be a pushover. But let's go out there and see what we can do there as well. For those wondering what the squad looks like, that's it there. I'm actually pretty sure I know who Collar is as well. The Czech international is generally a pretty good keeper. Trying to think of anyone else that I know off the park that is not bad. I think Alenka we've seen on previous saves become decent on older FMs. And Everton is here too. There you go, the Brazilian. He used to be touted as a wonder kid back in the day. But there we are. Outside of that, look, Tekel's fine. The Czech international, but he's getting a bit old. David's slow. I'm not going to put it out there that we should pump him because it's a semi-final of Europe. But I think there's a world where we should beat them. And look, I actually think there's a world if they're conceding a chance every 11 minutes in the 4-2-3-1 that if we get a goal early, we could move into it looking to kill the tie off here. Or or if we don't score until about the 60th, we got that up our string. It's one of those two. Anyway, let's get into the game. Let's worry about tactical stuff once it unfolds. And look, FM's never played on paper. Brentford beat us with only 3 shots to on target for a 2-0 win. So there's probably a world where Slavia Prague play very well here today. But let's find out. Zuma, Souček, turned into trouble and then eventually got rid of the ball. Great ball to Thuram. Poor clearance there. Bowen, Declan Rice, Souček again. Bellerin wants it. Was ignored. It's in a great spot there, Bellerin. Still is in a good spot. Eventually finds him. Danny Ings wants that ball. Thuram's in there too. Souček. Pasquetta knows how to hit him. Good ball out there to Creswell. Thuram needs to peel a touch wider here. Declan Rice gets there just. A couple short passes in there. Right, just leaving it a little bit undercooked. Thuram again. Ball back stick. Bowen rises highest, but not known for his headering ability. 0-0. Collar. Zuma. Ings doesn't win that one. Alenka can print that up. Promising start, but Slavia Prague on the ball. And here they are with Linger through the middle. And well, there's your big warning shot, and that's why they're here. Carved us up, and it should have been 1-0 after that chance there. Bellerin finds Bowen. Finds Pasquetta. Back to Gomez. Creswell. Thuram wants it. Big switch towards Bowen. I don't like that ball. Souček wins it in the middle of the park, and then Thuram gets eaten out. We're just a touch slow. Feel like we're a touch slow. And here they come. That is a finish. Everything we're doing out there is just a touch too slow. And, well, when you're not at the boil, you're in trouble. And we're 1-0 down here. Provod, Brolly, and what a finish this is too, by the way. The presence of mind, the dink into the top bin is unreal. Even game first 20 minutes. We haven't come out here and dominated. And here we go. See, semi-finals of Europe. Never easy, no matter what they say on paper. Oscar. Alenka. Provod. Tekel. Creswell wins that. And to be fair, with a better ball they're in. We're just giving the ball away back to him all the time. Look at this. How many times have we had a header and we've headed it straight back to him in this first 33 minutes? Thuram now. Looks for Bowen again. Mercifully finds him, even though I don't think that ball was on. Danny Ings now went for goal. Collar took no chances, probably going just wide, but makes a great save. Does the keeper. Here we go, boys. I think we've been second best. I really think we've been second best. Like, Creswell wasn't even bothered going for that. Oh, my word, game. A lot of things happening here in the match and I'm not happy with. I think the 4-2-3-1 is going to come out in force soon. Maybe at half time, yeah. 1-0 down in a game on paper we should be pumping them in. Into the 4-2-3-1 we go. Very happy with that. Start the second half. In 10 minutes' time, Marino's going to come in for Souček because he's so good in this role. Every 11 minutes, they concede a big chance in the 4-2-3-1. So here we are. Thuram now picks up the ball, drives. That's a bit of a better spot from Bowen because it's a bit wide. In the end, he left it for Bellerin, and now he should get it back. And Bellerin ignored the run of Bowen. Ball in, back stick though. Thuram's good. It's handy having a big boy at the back stick sometimes, pinning himself on centre-backs and left-backs. And Broly, who scored the goal for them, was a little bit manhandled there by Marcus Thuram. I would have much rather Bowen be slipped here because he would have been in and would have had two guys free in the 6-yard box for a cutback. But in the end, it's a great ball, good header, and I don't think there's much the keeper can really do there. And there we go. So who's Broly? Where's he playing? So their wing-back scored with 10 finishing. Makes sense. With 10 technique too. It was a very technical finish. Anyhow, 1-1. We're making a change. Marino is coming on. Diarastica is definitely coming on as well. Two guys of extreme quality that can change a game. But we might get a highlight just before they come on the park. Bellerin now. Back to Kurt Zuma. Souček. Declan Rice. Pasquetta. Poor ball. Looking for Danny Ings. Ball over the top, Zuma wins. Rice just thumps. Pasquetta with a good touch. Looks for Thuram, what a ball. Heads into Ings' path, who tried to lay it to Jared Bowen instead of shooting. That ball back stick finds Bowen. Finds Bellerin. Declan Rice, of all people. Free header has to do a bit better. Has to find the target. I cannot believe Danny Ings tried to square that to Bowen. Free kick, Zuma heads. Ings can drop in and win this. He needs numbers around him. Good half turn. Gets fouled. Referee plays advantage and Bowen's in here. Still with Bowen. Looks for Marino running ahead of him. His effort was blocked. Bellerin now. Declan Rice decides against hitting it. Zuma, Declan, Thuram. He went for goal. That's over the bar. Oh no, he's hit the bar. Definitely come on top here in the 4-2-3-1. Need to make it pay here. Creswell now. Cleared away. Tekel does not get there. Thuram does well and sweeps up. Now he makes a run and he gives the ball away and wins it back. Weird highlight. Bellerin. Declan Rice. Marino, who loves this Segundo Volante role on attack. Moving it side to side now. Declan Rice needs to find feet. Creswell needs to get wider. Thuram makes a good run. Ignored. Creswell, ball in. Cleared by the keeper after being played back. And that is a great clearance too. And now the re-break here of Prague. And well, Bellerin wins. Declan Rice, what a ball from Bellerin. Ings dropping in. Marcus Thuram's in one-on-one. And well, what a finish. Into the roof of the net. Marcus Thuram, who hit the bar not even a couple moments ago. Bottom of the bar and in, and the quality of West Ham is told. And from 1-0 down, Slavia Prague have been put to the sword by the 4-2-3-1 in the first 15 minutes of the half. Bit lucky, kind of the defender got there and it bubbled up and Thuram thumped it home, but that's a great finish. And there we go. And in the 4-2-3-1, this could be a riot here. From what we're seeing. Creswell now, Thuram, Creswell, back to Gomez. Still going is Joe Gomez. Marino, good touch, turns out. Find Zuma in the end. Draw him out again. Then find runners. What a ball. That deserved a goal. Kurt Zuma, what a ball. Diarastica, what a run. In the end, a great block. The football here, since half-time, sublime. Creswell, cleared away. Marino, Creswell, Bellerin, still going. Cleared. Time ticks. 18 shots, 8 on target in outrageous form. Highlight. I was about to make some changes. There is some tired legs out here. It's only 2-1. This game is still on the line. Areola claims it easily. I'm now going to probably make these changes here. Declan Rice, I know it's a big call, but he is pretty dead. Don't really have a defensive midfield, and this is why I'm signing Seawald, so he's going to have to stay out there. Think we've seen Maxwell Cornet get in behind a couple of times. We're going to do that. Danny Ings has had an okay game. We're going to get Skamacker out there as well. And I'm going to leave one last time-wasting change just in case. Areola goes Lon. Ings wins a flick on. Diarastic is in here. And it's a massively bad miss. "22 shots, 9 on target. We've dominated." Collar. Gomez. Well done, Diarastica. Good hops. Tarum. Marino. Maxwell Cornet. Skamacker! That's the boy. That's why we brought him in. Cornet with the ball in and Skamacker heads home. How is that offside? Skamacker's apparently off. I'm telling you from that angle there, Skamacker doesn't look off. The left backs kept him on. Or their right back, I should say. It was nearly the perfect goal. It was the reason we brought him in. Big swing ball in and then big head. Unfortunately, not the way. Declan Rice, Skamacker, Creswell. Diarastica's made a run. Diarastica ignored by Marcus Thuram. Everton on the break. Could you imagine? Have a legitimate goal disallowed for offside, and then here we are. Thankfully, it wasn't. Somehow this is only going to end 2-1, and we've absolutely dominated. Look, it could be worse. It could have been 1-0, and it could have been 1-1. And in the first half, you've got to say Slavia Prague played unreal. But the 4-2-3-1, absolute domination second half. And I definitely know that we're going to be starting in that tactic in the 4-2-3-1 from minute 1 in the second leg at home and absolutely try and go ballistic against them. Look at the XG. Look how much that was created after half time. Yeah, we're going to have to play that for 90 minutes against them. But it's a great comeback. We win 2-1. And with the time on the line, it won't be Man United. It will be the second leg of the semi-final here in the Conference League. We're not even at the second leg stage here, YouTube, but we have a massive moment. Look, don't get me wrong, I've loved my journey here at West Ham, and doesn't mean it's going to end, but this is a Glory Hunter challenge and you're meant to move around. United already got Conference League football for next year. They haven't sacked their manager, but Ten Hag is very precarious at the minute. He isn't the team that we're looking at here. Chelsea have just sacked Graham Potter. John Terry's the caretaker coach at the minute. Mason Mount is their best player, and oh my word, I've used Mason Mount once on FM this year. It was at 35 years of age. To have him here would be incredible. Now, in saying that, I actually think that what you would do is actually play the 4-2-3-1 that we've been playing at the moment, and play it there at Chelsea, because if I was to get this job, I would reborn my man Romelu Lukaku, who I lose last year, and it was an absolute go. I would just tell him, mate, you just do what you need to do. You just bully people. Just do what you need to do, mate. We'll complete forward you, even, because of how good you are. But yeah, I would get Lukaku doing Lukaku things, I think. With that being said, I don't want to leave West Ham in this sort of way, but I'm going to have to put my name in for this job. I'm going to apply for the job. It's too good of a job. Now, they may not, Chelsea, be in Europe next year, which is fine, because I think out of the two teams, West Ham and Manchester United, right? Out of Chelsea and Manchester United, they're two sides that I think in 1 year I can win the title with. I think with West Ham, we wouldn't be able to win it next year, and then the year after, maybe if we signed enough elite players. I think that this is a move where if I got one of these two jobs, which I don't think I will just yet. I think I'm just too early in my piece, right? I think, though, if I got one of those two jobs, we could be one season and done here in England in season 2, because I think there's a world where we win the FA Cup and the Premier League, because we're not in Europe for either one of those two sides. Outside of that, there's not another job in England that I would move to. And then if you have a look at the job security or the job security screen, there's no one else that's like of that massive, of the massive ilk, really. There's a couple teams here. Manchester City stable. But yeah, Manchester United and Erik ten Hag apparently now stable after his last win. So they might not sack him. He was very insecure until that last win when he jumped up into 7th. But yeah, look, we put our name down for the Chelsea job. I think we've had to do it. And we'll see what we can do. See where this ends. But we've got the second leg incoming in just a second. Semi-finals, second leg. Here we are, YouTube. And, we had a very good performance against Manchester United. We rotated in this game. As you can see here, we did. And Diarastica came off the park. We moved 4-2-3-1 really late doors when he came off the park. When he came on the park, and we scored 2 goals in 2 minutes, and we dominated with a rotated side against Manchester United. Which, look, they say Ten Hag's job stable for now. I don't see it being stable at all. Anyhow, get a little bit lucky because Brandon Williams does so well, but Diarastica readjusts his feet and scores. And then the second goal here, as you can see, not bad. Diarastica's at the back stick here, and that is a nice little header at the back post as well. So a nice, easy 2-0 win, and we are rewarding the boys with a start here in the semi-final second leg. Marino's been outstanding this year, and he much prefers his Segundo Volante on attack than Souček, so Marino in. And Diarastica has been in outrageous form over Luis Pasquetta, so he's in as well. I will say, if we go out here and dominate, I might play against Liverpool and then the last league game in this system, because if this turns out to be something that is super duper good in this new match engine, I am definitely going to end up using it. I'm more worried about the pressing forward role. Might move it to an advanced forward, but we'll see how we go here with the pressing forward. I'd probably much rather the advanced forward. Have always preferred it. Now, in terms of this tie here, I just want to see us go out here, dominate and win. Make that final. As that's a great save from Collar. And Zuma does well to even recycle there to Creswell. Thuram's a big boy, heads back across goal. No one's there. And then the ball from Creswell was out for a corner. And anyone at the back stick from Thuram's header, and that was superb. Unfortunately, no one was. Ball in, Zuma heads, and that's over the bar. Couple of big moments here early on, here at home at the London Stadium. Oscar now headed, and there you go. That's a bit of a shock. It's 2-2 as it stands, and Alenka heads home, and Areola left flapping at it. Yeah, a bit of out of position. I think the keeper's got to do a lot better there with that. But that's in, and that's 2-2 here. Anyway, ball's headed away. Declan Rice now. Joe Gomez. Creswell, ball in back stick. Bowen heads into the bar. We've been the better side, but one shot, one attack, one goal from a set piece, and things are heading towards extra time as things stayed as they were. But a long way to go. Danny Ings now. Declan Rice looking for Marino from the Segundo Volante role. Thuram. Creswell's with him. Instead beats his man. Cuts it. Danny Ings puts it straight back to the keeper. I think the defender's got to be given credit for tracking that run. 70% of the ball. We're 1-0 down. It's not been our own way in this tie at all. Danny Ings, Bellerin, Jared Bowen, Hector Bellerin. Diarastica makes a great run. Needs help. What a ball. Marcus Thuram heads into the bar, and out for a corner it goes. 17 minutes played, and had enough chances to win this game. But a long way to go. We need to just not panic. Broly goes long. Sevic holds. Broly. Pruvod. So look to move it side to side. Good pressure from us here, to be fair. Done very well in there. And Gomez steps up and wins. Ings now. Marino. Bowen. Marcus Thuram. Lads in the box. Danny Ings is one of them. Great ball, great run, and the presence of Ings to stay on the penalty spot And that is a great finish, and that is a great goal. We lead 3-2 on aggregate, but 1-1 on the night. 19 minutes played. Good ball here from Bohm, great ball from Tarum, and the cross is delightful. The new match engine in its crossing is a lot better, to be said, and that is superb. 20 minutes played, 1-1. Absolute domination. Kurt Zuma now. Bellerin wins. Declan Rice, Marino, Tarum. Need to get the wing backs a bit wide, and so they all make the same run inside. Joe Gomez left helpless. That is a ball though. Oh my word, Joe Gomez. Was left helpless, was left out there, and then he round the clock back to when he was a teenager before his first broken leg or the broken shin that he copped when he played left back for Liverpool. Outrageous ball. I've got a bit of the hiccups now all of a sudden. Bowling at the back stick. From 1-0 down, we lead 2-1 like we did in the first leg. 4-2 on aggregate. Been much the better side. And as half-time approaches, there's one more highlight. Bellerin throws to no one in particular. I don't even know who he's looking to. And Provide's going to have a chance on the break here. And, well, they've got a man over here as well. They have got numbers swarming. What is with the long throw? What has gone on from the throw-in? Rightio. We need to check that. There might be something in the tactic that I don't know about. Throw-ins. Mixed. Rightio. It's going to be a foul. I was going to quicken it up to get to half-time. That is a really disappointing goal to concede. We've absolutely dominated and on the break again. Maybe it's a tactic that might become good later in the save with bigger teams that can defend a bit better. Maybe not for us. I'm going to leave it like this for the next 5 minutes, and then I think we're going to change it to the 4-3-3 here to try and work out. What are you doing, Joe Gomez and Areola? He keeps it in place somehow, Areola. Yeah. Gomez with a good ball out there to Bellerin, who's stretching the game, which is where I need him to. Beats his man, sells him some candy. Bowen, Marino, Tarum, what a run. One touch, and what a finish. He shouldn't really score there, Tarum, at the near stick, but he does do there. It's 3-2, it's 5-3, and with that being said, I feel like we are going to move into the 4-3 to try and just see this game out. We're very capable of doing so. I feel like it's a great ball to great one, but he has to hit it first time on his left peg. Instead, one touch, and look, the keeper should save it. It's a bit of a mistake. But we move into the 4-3-3 here. I just want to see us get on the ball, defensively solid. Off we go now. Please. Time ticks away. I'm going to make some changes here. Marino's going to come off there for Souček. Pasquetta for Diarastica as well. Joe Gomez and Zuma are both dead. I don't particularly want to take off my centre-backs in a big game. I think that's the only two changes I'm going to make. I'm going to leave Gomez and Zuma out there for a touch longer. In the end, Areola, I think, has been credited to save. I feel like I hit their defender, their player there. But that's another one from on for throw-in. I feel like with 20 minutes to go, they might get run over. I hate doing this. Okoli and Tilio Kera are both in a semi-final second leg. They need 2 goals here, Slavia Prague. We should be in okayness. Start wasting some time. Shorter passing here. Main reason, I just want to see us keep the ball and kill the game off. We should be all right. But that's the key word. Danny Ings, to make it all right. Oh, it's a block. Yeah, we've dominated. From 0.45 XG, they found 2 goals. Second one's so annoying because it's from a long throw highlight, which I have never implemented in my life. Okoli's made a mistake. They've hit the bar. and a mistake by a collie, one of the signings we made this year. If things have gone their way tonight, Prague, we would be licking our wounds to an FMing, I feel. Been a little lucky at times. Need a little bit of luck, though, to win cup competitions. And that's very lucky. Poor keeping in the end. I know that it's taken a wicked deflection, but it went at a snail's pace that the keeper could have taken 2 steps and easily did a collapse dive on it. Even if he wanted to stay where he was, one big normal dive and he would have been there. That's a very fortunate goal. Keeper should do a lot better. But 6-3, it's all she wrote. Going to move to the cautious now. I'm going to tell us to waste a lot more time and just play for some set pieces as well. And just slow down the pace and get done now. Now we win 4-2 on a night, 6-3 on aggregate, barring a highlight here, late doors. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, next episode, which will be the end of season 1 here in the Glory Hunter, is going to be a Conference League final. We've absolutely dominated Slavia Prague, but saying that, they can hold their heads up high. They played particularly well. They led in a couple of times. And look, I'm absolutely chuffed. I'm over the moon. We are going to be playing FC Nantes. We beat OJ Nice in said final. And look, I think we're going to be hot favourites to win that one, considering Nantes finished 15th in Ligue 1 and OJ Nice finished 5th. I think we're very much hot favourites for that. With that being said, till next time, I'll see you guys for the final. We've got 2 league games in the league season. And, well, one big moment here to win our first title in Glory Hunter and the Conference League, which should be, theoretically, the hardest one to win out the lot.